Tonight on DC News Now at 5, outrage after a video went viral showing a police officer possibly using excessive force. What law enforcement is saying. And easing the burden. President Biden said the student loan relief is on the way, but when can you expect to see it? We'll have the details. Also, it's the home opener tonight for the Washington Wizards. We're taking you out live to Capital One Arena for a preview ahead of tip-off. And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 5. I'm Mark Hall. Many people are outraged over a video showing possible excessive use of force by DC police. It happened last night in the Southeast after a call for shots fired. Daniel Hamburg joins us now. And Daniel, the video shows officers appearing to get physical with several people.
Well, Mark, in that video viewed more than 50,000 times online, it appears that an officer is punching one of those men in the face and also kicking another person. Today, we're hearing from the mother of one of those men who were detained by police.
It was heart-wrenching, very disappointing. Anyone else could have been shot during that time.
DC police say a group of people initially approached officers as they were searching a stolen vehicle with a shell casing inside. It happened on Stanton Road Southeast near the intersection of Mississippi Avenue. Police say one man threatened to smack a female police officer, and in response, an officer pushed the man against a fence and took him into custody.
The over-policing is not necessary. If a guy threatens a female officer, he does not deserve to be kicked in his upper body or face.
We don't have permission to show the video, but have viewed it ourselves, in which it appears Amina Saladin's son was being punched by police.
I was horrified as a mother. I couldn't believe what I saw.
Saladin says her son, 30-year-old Taiwan Coleman, saw his friend on the ground and was maced in the face.
He looked like he tripped, and as he tripped, the officers pounced on him. And the young man that was laying on the ground, when they was kicking, they kicked him also.
Police, on the other hand, say preliminary review of body-worn camera footage shows that Coleman began assaulting and strangling officers.
I feel he could have restrained that person. You know, grab him, just restrain him, not beat him.
Coleman was taken to the ground and taken into custody.
He told them that he could feel pain in his right side of his ribs, his hand. He couldn't move his hand and his arm.
But Saladin says he was taken to the police precinct before being taken to the hospital.
We look to the police to be our safety net. We look to them to be able to de-escalate situations. And so when we see punches being thrown, especially at civilians, it's very disturbing.
Community leaders are pressing police for answers.
They have enough training. We have enough protocol, policies, and procedures to address situations, and that's not it, and that's totally unacceptable.
Now, both men were in court today on charges of drug possession as well as threatening to hurt officers. We did request, through a Freedom of Information Act request, the body-worn camera footage from those officers, and we will wait to see when we can get those. We're live at police headquarters. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Daniel, thank you. New tonight, Prince George's County Police are looking for the driver in the fatal hit and run that happened on Wednesday. Police say it happened between 1 and 2 a.m. on Greenbelt Road. The car is described as a dark-colored Cadillac Escalade. A reward is being offered for any information that leads to an arrest. In health news, over 600,000 people in Maryland have received their COVID-19 booster shot. The CDC says people who are vaccinated with the bivalent booster have an additional layer of protection against the original virus that causes COVID-19 and the Omicron variant. New today, D.C. police are searching for suspects in 2 separate stabbings in the Northeast. Those stabbings happened within minutes of each other, just a few blocks away. One along Florida Avenue near Union Market. Officers are looking for a woman they believe was involved, and another stabbing along Benning Road west of Anacostia River. Police are searching for a man in that case.
All right, your time now, 5:04, and we're taking a live look over Dual Highway there in Hagerstown. Lots of pretty colors out there, mainly seeing clear skies. And as we head into your evening, that's going to be the trend. Taking a live look at radar across the entire DMV. Not really much to talk about. We are quiet. And as we head into your weekend, we're also going to be quiet as well. Temperature-wise, we are still fairly warm out there. 66 in the nation's capital, 63 there in Hagerstown, 67 as you head over there to Cumberland, 64 there in Kaiser. Now, if you are planning your evening, it's going to be a nice evening across the entire DMV. As we head into that 6 o'clock hour, we're starting to see our temperatures dip down into the lower 60s, upper 50s by 7. And then as we head into that 8 o'clock hour, we are talking about the mid 50s. Now, as we head into tonight, we will be seeing our lows dip down back into the 30s in some places. DC, you guys could actually get into the lower 40s. So overall, not going to be as chilly as what we saw the past couple of nights. We will be a little bit warmer. And as we start off your Saturday, it's shaping out to be a beautiful day ahead with lots of sunshine and temperatures back into the 70s. But that would all change as we head into our Sunday. We are tracking a few showers and some more clouds could roll into our area for your Sunday afternoon. So definitely keep it here. We'll have a look at that timing and what to expect as we kick off your next work week. That's all coming up. Mark.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Well, Prince George's County teacher is facing charges after a woman says that she was sexually abused by him when she was a student at Largo High School. The woman says the abuse happened from 2015 to 2017. 44-year-old Lonnie Elias Jr. was placed on administrative duty on October 3rd and has not had contact with students since. Police and the school learned the allegations. Elias has worked in Prince George's County since 2007. He was arrested today and taken to the Department of Corrections. Well, the House committee has formally subpoenaed former President Donald Trump over January 6th. In a letter sent to the former president, the panel demands that he testify under oath on or by November 14th and for several days. They also request corresponding documents, including personal communication between the former president, members of Congress, and extremist groups. It comes a week after the committee said he personally orchestrated a multi-part effort to overturn the 2020 election results. Well, a federal judge has blocked as a Republican efforts to block President Biden's student loan forgiveness program. Judge blocked efforts to challenge the program from two separate Republican-run states. Conservatives say that Biden's plan is too expensive, saying that it will cost around $400 billion over decades, which the taxpayers will be stuck paying back. President Biden, in a rally in Delaware earlier today, called Republicans hypocrites while also touting how it will help Americans in the long run.
Our student loan plan lowers costs for Americans as they recover from the pandemic to give everybody a little more breathing room.
The White House says the plan will help 43 million Americans pay off some of their student loans, and at least 20 million could get their debt erased entirely. Well, new details. Steve Bannon, a former aide to former President Donald Trump, has been sentenced to 4 months in prison. This comes as a result of Bannon's refusal to comply with a subpoena from the January 6th investigation committee. He was sentenced in July on 2 counts of contempt of Congress. During sentencing, Bannon's attorney said that his client could not be guilty since he was following the advice of his Trump-appointed lawyer at the time. Prosecutors asked for Bannon to be sentenced to 6 months in prison. Well, remembering Luke the African lion. Today, the National Zoo announced that Luke was humanely euthanized because of his deteriorating health. Luke was 17 years old.